Bonjour, I'm Alex from Moloko and welcome to my new series where I am going to share all my tips about how to get into cycling. 7 years ago, my boyfriend got me into cycling and I got super lucky to have someone to talk me through all the steps of the process. So today is the first video of the series and we are going to cover the most important one, the bike. How do you choose your perfect bike? Quick disclaimer here, we do work with Canyon. It's a brand that we've been using for years and we really love and champion, so Canyon is going to be very present in this video and I'm going to refer to them as an example. That said, of course, there are lots of amazing brands out there that work as well and this video is not sponsored by Canyon. So the first thing to think about is what kind of riding do you want to do? Are you super scared of cars and want to avoid the road at all costs and want to go on the trail? Do you want to get into the speed of road cycling and stay on tarmac? Do you want to do your first Ironman or triathlon? What's your goal? So I bought my first bike on eBay secondhand and I went for an endurance bike that had big tire clearance, which meant I had a really comfortable road bike, but I also had another set of wheels to alternate if I wanted to go on tarmac or off-road. Obviously, wheels cost money. If you're on a budget, you do not have to have 2 sets of wheels, you can just change the tires and that works just fine as well. That bike that could take me on road and on gravel, I've also used it to do my first triathlon and it was fantastic. You do not need a time trial bike to compete into a triathlon or an Ironman. A road bike would just do the trick. The only thing is, tri-aero bars would just make it a bit more comfortable if you're going for more distance. And little nugget for you, Canyon has just upgraded their whole fleet with a new set of handlebars on which you can clip in aero bars with the moon going on top. I think it's a pretty sick upgrade. Once you've decided on what type of riding you want to do and you've chosen the type of bike you want to do, you're gonna have to think about what brand you want to buy. Choosing a bike that holds its value really well is quite important because within 1 or 2 years, you are really likely to want to upgrade your bike for something lighter, another color frame, etc, etc. And if you've been looking after your bike really well and the brand holds its value, you are going to get a really decent chunk of money from buying this bike to reinvest into your new one. How to know what brands hold their value? Well, again, Canyon is a good example of it, but if you go on eBay and have a look at the brands of bike that you're looking for, check for how much they're selling comparing to the new price and this is going to tell you everything you need to know. The more demand there is, the more popular the brand, the more likely you are to be able to sell your bike for a good amount of money. Number 3, price point recommendations. What kind of price to look for? If you're looking for value without compromising on quality, I would recommend that you look at a bike that would be in between £1,500 and £3,000. Things to look for. Aluminium or carbon? Well, within that price range, you can get a really good aluminium bike with good group set or an entry-level carbon frame that works as well. It's whichever you prefer, really, because you do not need to be on a carbon frame to get started. There are some really good aluminium bikes out there. And then disc brakes or rim brakes. Here, I personally think that you should really go for disc brakes. They are safer, they brake better, especially when you're a beginner, you're gonna feel so much better on the bike. My first ever road bike, because it was a while ago, and it was secondhand, was rim brakes, and from the minute I transited to discs, oh my god, I felt so much better and so much safer. So disc brakes it is. Typically, bikes in this price range will come with either a Shimano 105 or Shimano Tiagra group set or Rival if it's for SRAM, which are both very solid options. It will also come with pretty basic wheels, which is not an issue at all because you can get started with those wheels. And the good thing about wheels is if in 1 year you decide that you want to give your bike a little bit of a twist and a little bit of an upgrade, buying better wheels than the one they came with is going to make you feel that you're on a brand new bike and it is going to make you feel like you're flying on your machine, which is a pretty exciting thing to do without having to buy a new bike. If you have a £1,500 budget, but you can squeeze an extra £300 on top, it would always be better to invest this money at the beginning because you're going to outgrow your bike very quickly and you are going to be really glad that you made this investment in the future. Last little nugget, the weight. From experience, I would recommend, if you can, getting a bike that is under 10 kg, just because it's going to make your experience climbing hills much more enjoyable and you're more likely to stick to cycling. Next up, the size. And yes, there is a size to your bike and it's got nothing to do with the letter S, M or L. It's quite tempting when you have no idea about bikes to think that, oh, I'm a small in clothes, so I'm a small in my bike. We do see that all the time and it's normal. I used to think the same. But what you need to be looking for the size for your bike is more a number that would be like 48, 52, 54, etc., etc. How to know what bike size you are? Well, firstly, most brands would have an online chart that makes match like your inside and your height, etc., etc., with the frame size that will be for you. Usually they're pretty accurate. There are lots of videos out there that tell you how accurate they are, so feel free to do some research. But often we are in between two sizes, so it's worth asking for some help if you need to. At Moloko Riverside, for example, we have a range of Canyon bikes in all sizes, and customers tend to come to see us to understand what their size is before buying the bike. We just fit them on a turbo trainer, make them feel comfortable, and then they know what bike to go for. That leads me to the topic of bike fit. Setting up someone on a bike and understand their size is completely different than having a full-on bike fit. The bike fit is the best thing you could do for yourself, and if you have a little bit more budget, having a bike fit before buying a bike would be very helpful, because this is going to give you all the data that you need to find the perfect size. You can totally be comfortable on the bike and have a bike your right size without a full bike fit, but you cannot buy a bike having no idea of the size that you need, because this will likely to be leading to injuries, discomfort, which is really not great for your journey into the sport. Pedals. You might think, why on earth do we need to talk about pedals? Well, for two reasons. Reason number one, when you buy a bike, it does not come with pedals. So you're gonna have to buy your pedals separately, and you need to choose which pedals you want. We do see a lot of people coming to us who have been told that they need to be clipped in to start cycling, and here I would like to say no, 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 and no. Of course you can get clipped in, but it's not a requirement. I actually think that the number one requirement before thinking about this is to be safe on the bike. And by being safe on the bike, I mean having the confidence to take your hand off the handlebar to indicate where you're turning, and turning your head behind to see what's coming before you overtake or do any move. If you do not master those skills, I really recommend that you stick to flat pedals and trainers until you are 100% confident on your bike. If you decide to be clipped in, all you need to know is that there are different systems of pedals and cleats that need to match, but we will cover this in the next video. And finally, once you've got your dream bike, you've received it, you sorted, you need to protect your bike, and that means insure it. We personally work with Sundays Insurance, and they cover theft, damage, and even travel. Yes, I do have an affiliate link that is in the description below, and that gives you a little discount, but again, they have nothing to do with these videos, they are not a sponsor. We have a huge community of cyclists around Moloko, and some of them have had to make claims, and all we had was really positive feedback from Sundays. Insurance, as well as protecting your bike from a crash or a theft, etc., is also really good if you travel with your bike and to be protected abroad. It doesn't insure you as a person, but it does insure the bike, and when you travel with your bike in a backpack, for example, if there's any accident that happens with this, you are covered. Remember, we do work with Canyon, we're big fans of the brand, but there are lots of brands out there that are fantastic bikes. In the end, the best bike is just the bike that is actually your size. And this is it for that first episode. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed that video, please like, subscribe, and send this to any friend you would like to see on the bike. In the next video, we are going to cover everything kit related, what to wear on the bike, what helmet to choose, what shoes to go for, etc, etc. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.